In this video, we are going to talk about graphing logarithmic functions. So logarithmic functions are the inverse of an exponential function. And so we're actually going to use exponential functions to help us graph logarithmic functions. So first we're going to graph this exponential function by making a table of values. And I'm going to raise each 2 to the x power. So 2 to the negative 1 power is a half, 2 to the 0 power is 1, 2 to the first power is 2, 2 to the second power is 4. And then I'm going to plot these points. Now, exponential functions have a horizontal asymptote at y equals, well in this case it's going to be at y equals 0 because there's no up or down shift. The domain for all exponential functions is negative infinity to infinity, and the range is going to be 0 to infinity because it's going to correlate with this asymptote. Now, when we're graphing the inverse function, what we're going to end up doing is switching our x and y. So the x's are going to go into the y part of the table, and the y's are going to go into the x part of the table. So I'm going to have 1/2, 1, 2, 4, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Now I'm going to graph these. So 1/2, negative 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 4, 2. And if you notice, there's symmetry about this line right here, which is the line y equals x. Now, logarithms have vertical asymptotes, meaning they're going to be x equals. My vertical asymptote is going to be right here at x equals 0. So since it's x equals, that's going to impact my domain. And so my domain is going to be 0 to infinity, and my range is going to be negative infinity to infinity. If you notice, the domain of an exponential is the range of the log. The range of the exponential is the domain of the log, because again, we're switching our x and y's, so our domain and range would also switch. All right, let's give this a try of just graphing a log. So the first thing I'm always going to do is I'm actually going to make a table of values for the base. So this is a base of 3, so 3 to the x. And I want to use at least 3 critical points. So I'm going to do negative 1, 0, 1. So 3 to the negative 1 is 1/3, 3 to the 0 is 1, and 3 to the first is 3. Now I'm going to swap these. So remember, my x's are going to become my y's, and my y's are going to become my x's. So I'm going to have negative 1, 0, 1 over here, and 1/3, 1, 3 over here. So now to graph this, I am going to start off at 1/3, negative 1, and then 0, 1, and then 3, 1. Now if you notice, it's having the same asymptote that we did in our original function. So our asymptote is still going to be at x equals 0. So that means my domain is still going to start at 0, and my range will always be negative infinity to infinity. My x-intercept is the point where it hits the x-axis, which is right here at 1, 0. And in this case, because my asymptote is on the y-axis, I do not have a y-intercept. All right, let's talk a little bit about what transformations are going to look like. So if I have a log function, I'm going to have y equals log base b of x plus or minus h plus or minus k. So h and k should seem familiar. We've talked about these a lot. So my b here is the base of my log. My h, well, plus h is going to go left, and minus h is going to go right. The other thing that's important to know is that h is going to be my asymptote. It's always going to be x equals h. Plus k is, or plus or minus k. Plus k is up, and then minus k is down. So if I'm going to graph this equation, I can see that I have a -3 on the inside, so my transformation is going to be right 3. Again, since I have a right or left shift, that's going to be, my asymptote's going to be at positive 3. Because again, I'm going right 3. So my asymptote's going to be here at positive 3. All right, now I want to make a table of values. So again, here's my base of 2. So I'm going to make a table of value, an exponential table of values with 2 to the x power. 2 to the negative 1 power is 1/2. 2 to the 0 power is 1. 2 to the first power is 2. Now we're going to swap. So my x's are going to become my y's. And my y's are going to become my x's. So I'm going to have 1/2, 1, 2, negative 1, 0, 1. So now I'm going to plot these points. But this is not going to be my final graph because I have a transformation. So I'm going to take each of these points and then shift them right 3. So if I go to 1/2, negative 1, that would put me right here. But that's not my final point. I have to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. Then I'm going to do the same thing, 0, 1, and then I have to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. 2, 1, and then go 1, 2, 3 to the right. So all my points should be on the right side of my asymptote. And so that is what my graph will look like. So domain is always linked to the asymptote. So since my asymptote's at 3, my domain is going to start at 3. My range for every single log is going to be negative infinity to infinity. In this case, my x-intercept is right here at 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 0. My graph does not cross the y-axis, so there's also no y-axis for the y-intercept, excuse me, for this graph. All right, let's graph this guy. So now, technically, there should be like parentheses around this x. So this plus 5 on the outside is going to say that we're shifting everything up 5. So that's an up motion, not a left or right motion. So remember, asymptotes is x, so it'd have to be with a left or right shift. So since I'm not shifting left or right at all, my asymptote would be at 0, which again also means my domain is going to start at 0. For this equation, my base is 4, so I'm going to make a table with a base of 4. 4 to the negative 1 is 1/4, or 0.25. 4 to the 0 is 1. 4 to the first is 4. I'm going to put my x's in the y spot, and I'm going to put my y's in the x spot. So I'm going to have negative 1, 0, 1, 1/4, 1, 4. Now, remember when I'm plotting these, though, I have to remember that I'm also going to shift them all up 5. And I also said my asymptote's at 0, so I can draw that in right now. So 1/4, negative 1 is about there, but I got to shift it up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 0, and then I got to shift it up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 1 would be right there. And then I got to shift it up 5, which will put me right there. So my graph will look something like this. So we know that the range for every log is negative infinity to infinity. Again, I'm not hitting the y-axis, so I do not have a y-intercept. And then the x-intercept for this is a bad question, so we're just not going to talk about that. All right, now in 4, we're putting it all together. So I have a -1 and a -2. So this -1 is going to be right 1, and this -2 is going to be down 2. So now I'm going to have 2 shifts that I'm going to have to do. Now I'm going to make a table. I have a base of 4, and actually I made this same table above, so I'm just going to copy the table from above. So I had negative 1, 1/4, 0, 1, 1/4, and then we're going to swap. So 1/4, 1, 4, negative 1, 0, 1. So now when I go to plot these points, I need to shift them each right 1 and down 2. Well, let's talk about the asymptote first, actually. So if I'm going right 1, that's going to affect my asymptote. So my asymptote's going to be at 1. So we can draw that in. So 1/4, -1 would be right there, about. And then I'm going to shift it right 1, down 2. So it's going to put me right there. 1, 0 would be there, so I'm going to go right 1, down 2. 4, 1, right 1, down 2. So that's what my graph will look like. So now, since my asymptote's at 1, that means my domain starts at 1, because again, all of those things are connected. My range is going to be -infinity to infinity. In this case, again, it's hard to see where my x-intercept is, so we're not going to ask that. And then my y-intercept, again, is none because it doesn't cross the y-axis.